When you're building a business, there are so many relationships that matter. There's, of course, your personal relationships at home. Don't build a business that destroys your home life. There's your employee relationships. Those are so critical. At the end of the day, if you don't have a good professional relationship with your staff, you don't have to hang out after work, you don't have to be friends, but you have to have people who feel respected at work, who respect you and what it is that you need from them, and where you have a two-way street that involves communication. Then of course you have your customer relationships, and I think everyone understands how valuable those are. But the relationship to me that sometimes is so undervalued and not given the attention it deserves are your vendor relationships. Vendor relationships are so critical. Who are your vendors? They're the people that sell you the stuff you need to survive. They're also your landlord, assuming you don't own the building. They're your electrician and your plumber, anybody in the trades that you depend on. At the end of the day, the best way to build vendor relationships is to figure out how you can be the best customer to all of your vendors. So, of course we all want the electrician that charges less than the other person, shows up right away when we need them, prioritizes us, values us, and wants to take really good care of us. But you gotta ask yourself, why will I be the best customer for this electrician? Why will they want to prioritize me? How about this? If you don't need the job done today, communicate that to them. Tell them, hey, look, I've got this thing that I want to have done. As long as it's done sometime in the next 3 weeks, it would be great. And then that way, you've given them a placeholder on their schedule where they know that they can go get revenue fixing your problem for you at any point in the next 3 weeks. Then when you call that electrician and you say to them, hey, look, I have this emergency and I need it done by this afternoon or I'm gonna have to close, they'll understand that that relationship matters to them and that you've been fair to them, that you're creating a very evenly two-way symbiotic vendor relationship. Same thing, if you need to beat a vendor up on price, because it's something that you're locked in on what you can sell it for and you pay something already for it, then for sure be honest with them that, look, if I can't get it at this price, I can't do it. But don't beat your vendors up on price for everything. If you haven't yet put it on the menu, have honest conversations with your vendors about what it is they need to sell it for in order for it to work. This is especially important when you're working with other small businesses. If your plumber, electrician, landlord, food purveyors are small businesses themselves, there's real advantages, right? They can be a lot more flexible with you than a lot of big companies can, but they also depend so critically on your revenue for their livelihood. And if you're buying farm fresh eggs, for example, and you're beating the farmer up about the price on eggs, instead of passing the cost to your customer for them on their behalf and helping them make a living also, then you can't expect that vendor to put you first on the list for grade B tomatoes. So for anybody that doesn't know, grade B tomatoes are tomatoes that taste just as delicious as grade A, but aren't retail ready. They're blemished or they're an odd shape. So grade B tomatoes, for someone who sells a lot of tomatoes, are really a great product to find. I can't ask a farm to put their grade B tomatoes away if I'm beating them up on stuff that I know has better value for my customers than the stuff that I'd be buying commodity, so just on the open wholesale market. I have to instead tell my customers, hey, look, this quality is worth X amount and we're supporting this local farm. So that's just an example. It applies really to any one of your vendor relationships. Be fair and honest with them. If price is the driver for you, then you can tell them that. And some people really, really want someone who, for whom price is a driver. But some vendors will tell you honestly that that doesn't, they're not the cheapest in the market. I used to have a boss who said to me, you can have things fast, you can have things cheap, you can have things done really well. Pick two, but you can't have all three. And I think it's really important for all of us to know which two it is that we need on any given project and communicate really honestly and fairly with our vendors about that.